Lesson 61 is about adding three or more fractions. And the question that we have first is to add. We have 1/2 plus 1/4 plus 1/8. Now when we do a problem like this, it's a three-step process. The first step that we're going to do is to find our least common denominator. So we want to find the LCD, least common denominator. And in order to find the least common denominator, we have to look at what's the least common multiple of 2, 4, and 8. In order to do that, we can skip count. We can say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then for 4, it would be 4, 8, 12, 16. For 8, it would be 8, 16. Oh wait, we can stop already. We can stop already because we found the least common denominator. You can see the least common multiple of these is 8. So we found it. That's step 1. Step 2. Step 2 in this process is to rewrite our fractions. We want to rewrite equivalent fractions. Now when we rewrite equivalent fractions, we're going to have, well, 1/2 is now going to be something out of 8. 1/4 is now going to be something out of 8. And 1/8, well, that's already out of 8, so it just stays the same. We know 1/2 is going to be the same as 4 out of 8, because 4 is half of 8. And 1/4 must be 2/8. So now we've rewritten equivalent fractions. Step 3? Well, step 3, add and reduce. And we reduce only if necessary. So in this problem, if we look at step 3, well, we now have 4 plus 2, that's 6, plus 1 more, that's 7. When we add fractions, our denominator always stays the same, so we get an answer 7/8. We added, but we can't reduce 7/8, so we're all done. We've got the answer to our problem. 1/2 plus 1/4 plus 1/8 must be equal to 7/8. Let's look at our next example. Here we have 1 1/2 plus 2 1/3 plus 3 1/6. So we're going to go through that same process again. And we can skip count, and we can do that in our head. We can say, well, the least common denominator is going to be the least common multiple of 2, 3, and 6. And if I skip count by 2's, I'd have 2, 4, 6, and 8. By 3's, it would be 3, 6, 9, and 12. For 6, it would be 6, 12. Well, we can stop because we've said 6 for each of them. So now we can rewrite. We're going to get 1 and something out of 6 plus 2 and something out of 6 plus 3 and 1/6 because that's already out of 6. Now when we rewrite, we know 1/2 is going to be the same as 3/6 because 3 is half of 6. And 1/3, well, we're doubling both numbers. So double 1, we get 2. Now we can go ahead and solve. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 more is 6. So our whole part is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 more is 6. So we get 6 and 6, 6. Now 6, 6, that's the same as 1. So we need to reduce. We need to simplify. So in this one, we're going to get 6 plus 1, which must be equal to 7. We've got our final answer. We went through that three-step process. We found our least common denominator. We rewrote equivalent fractions. And then we solved and reduced. Lesson practice will be on page 328. Make sure you've got your notes complete, and I'll see you during our next class.